8 years ago, that's pretty much on the cusp of when I met, my partner, when I met Ali. And, that has been a whole nother blessing in itself, having this partner that is there for me, there with me, and genuinely like loves my shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, that's important to me. I love that you say that and you can talk about her in that light. Obviously, that's why you're still together. But with Ali also came her son. And you are now in a role of like a stepfather, right? Can you explain just how that went and how it's going?
Yeah. So kind of full circle moment, which is good. Ali and I met probably just, we've been together for 6-7 years now. We met just around the cusp of that, right? So with that came, as you said, I meet this girl who's amazing. We vibe. She's hot. That helps. That's always good. She's a babe.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus, But all that aside, with that also came her 3-year-old son, Jimmy. Which at the beginning, it was definitely different for me stepping into a role like that, especially in the beginning, because there's this whole, I'm not your parent, but you should still respect me, but what's the line? Where, especially when it comes to disciplining, like what's the line that is, okay, you can't do this, but you can do that. So it wasn't so much like walking on eggshells, but it was a very uncertain time, especially at the beginning, Fast forward, he starts getting older. Ali and I start becoming a little bit more serious, and I'm slowly starting to become recognized as, a stepfather figure. I walked into that role a little bit nervous at first, but at the same time, I feel like I kind of helped raise my brother and sister. I was an only child till I was like 13, 14 years old. Out comes my sister. Another life-changing moment for me. Being that I was already older, I kind of was there to help through the toddler stages. And then my brother came 4 or 5 years after that. So there's a 13-year and 18-year gap between me and my siblings. And I felt like that definitely helped me be a little bit more prepared for the future that I didn't know was going to happen, but it did. And that definitely helped. And I'm stoked about that. Between Jimmy and I, we have an amazing relationship. He respects me, and that's really all I can ask for. And we have a good time together, Like, I'm seeing this kid grow up, and it's like one of the coolest things that I'm a part of that. Now, Jimmy's father is in his life, and I can't take away from that at all. Like, I'm just glad that he has a father that's in his life. I know, yourself and myself, we have our, own struggles with our fathers being there or not being there. So I can't take away from the fact that his father is not only in his life, but he's a dad, he's his. And that's amazing. He has a great relationship with his father, and that's their relationship. And I have a relationship with Jimmy as this, I'm his stepfather, but like, I'm like also his friend, and I love being in his life and being something is different, Like, he does his stuff with his dad. He has a great relationship with Ali's father, his papa. So he has that relationship, and he has the relationship with me. So for me, the fact that he has not one, not two, but 3 solid father figures in his life, that's all I can really ask for. We're not even talking about all the uncles. We're not talking about Uncle Charles, Uncle Ty, Uncle Chad. All these influences that are in his life are just molding him to be, I think, a better person. And it's kind of beautiful to watch. And I talked to Ali about this, like how I'm stoked to see who he eventually becomes. So, you know, to wrap that all up, I mean, basically it was a little bit interesting at first. It was a little bit nerve-wracking. There's this uncertainty. But as the relationship with him and with his mother and I become stronger, so does the relationship with Jimmy and I. And we're at a great point right now and stoked to see the kid grow up.
Wow. I just got to say that I admire you in that aspect because, you know, I'm going through a similar situation, reversed roles though. But just, you know, Ali, what could a woman, a single mother with a child ever want is a mature man that loves her and that can love her child as if it was his own. And that's the case in your situation. And I watch from outside and I always just think, man, fuck, Zach is amazing. He's handling this like a man, a strong man. So Jimmy, fortunate. Love you, Jimmy. He's a fine young man. And shout out to Ali as well.